Okay, today we are playing a game on Numbani. We are playing Roadhog the entire way through, and this is actually a quick play game, so SR not a thing. We also don't care about our team comp, because suffice to say, it's terrible. I think we have like every defense hero in the game on our team just about right now. So, in the accompanying email it says a few things, but the important part is, right now I've been playing a super aggro Roadhog, run up, hook, shoot, run away while huffing. I've been trying to reteach myself the older style of hang back, wait for hook opportunity, then hook, but should I do that or transition to the more aggro style of play? I have seen both. I've seen very aggressive Roadhog players, almost like suicidal, but the enemy team can't necessarily do much about that unless they have an Ana or hard CC on their team, so you can usually get away with quite a lot as Roadhog. I usually play... If I'm playing Roadhog, I usually play very defensively, but that's because if I'm picking Roadhog, I'm usually doing so to counter the Winston or D.Va on the enemy team. They're causing problems for my team, so I pick Roadhog because Roadhog's really good at bullying those heroes around. Almost kind of play him like McCree, just like sit back and protect the backline, basically. But I have seen very, very aggressive Roadhog players, so the answer to the question is basically whichever feels more natural to you. It's harder to play the more aggro style of Roadhog because, well, you don't necessarily kill someone when you hook them anymore. But if that's the style that feels better to you, then play like that. I personally play very defensively, but whatever suits your taste. I've seen both. Even at like very high SR, I've seen both. So, let's start the game. So this is only defending on Numbani because it's a quick play game, so we aren't going to be here forever. As you can be on Numbani sometimes, as we see they have a Torbjorn, and he's just broken our turret, which seems almost poetic in a way, doesn't it? Now Junkrat's killed their Torbjorn. You know, it's a quick play game. You know, it's a very quick play game, if you catch my drift. So the enemy team, not exactly pushing up at any one direction right now, of course, because you know how it is. So our Symmetra has just managed to kill both their supports somehow, so not much is going to be happening in the near future for them, really. We are trying to bully around their D.Va, and we basically miss a lot, which is unfortunate, obviously. The answer is aim better, as unhelpful as that sounds, or play it more cool, and like D.Va's got nowhere to go, so you can kind of hang out outside and wait for your hook to come back up instead. But basically the answer to that one is aim better, which is not very helpful, but sometimes that's the actual answer. So as you can see, our team is in fact terrible, because we have every defense hero. Yes, Symmetra is also a defense hero. She's not a support hero, despite what Blizzard tries to tell you. So they, you know, their team is still not exactly a pushing machine, so we managed to just kind of saunter our way back over, and things are, you know, going reasonable still over here. Missed the Tracer, which is also unfortunate. They don't actually have, like, a real tank either, and they have a Torbjorn on their team, so they're gonna have a lot of trouble pushing into us, especially since we have a Torbjorn who is set up in the traditional place in Numbani over in this area. Now they also have a Winston, so now we have the people that we now know what our job is as Roadhog. Our job is to bully the D.Va and the Winston, because they have both of them. And Winston is very good at stopping those heroes from having any... Roadhog is very good at stopping those heroes from having any fun at all. You know, the Winston and the D.Va can try and play around it, but it's hard, especially when there's also a Torbjorn who is good against Winston as well. So Genji was using his Dragon Blade. We kind of lost track of him, but it's alright. He just got killed by Torbjorn's turret anyway, so it didn't really matter. Aim better is again the advice to be given there, which is still not very helpful advice, but is also still sometimes the answer. It's okay, they still can't really push into us right now. Of course, you can tell from the timeline that they do eventually find a way to push into us. So now their team has gotten, like, a little bit more reasonable, as we see. Actually, their team is, like, almost just a regular team right now. If their Torbjorn changed to a main healer... You okay over there? I don't think he's okay. If their Torbjorn changed to a main healer, they would just have a team right now. So, you know, one day, maybe they might actually just have a team. Or if their Zenyatta changed to a main healer, that would, like, be almost okay as well, you know. It would be better than Zenyatta being your only healer. They also now have a McCree instead of a Reaper, so that makes our job easier because Reaper is a problem for Roadhog still. It's kind of awkward because it's like Reaper can't necessarily kill Roadhog, but Roadhog can't necessarily kill Reaper. It just kind of breaks even, because if the Reaper's on the Roadhog, you can just, like, turn away and start huffing, and the Reaper is not going to kill you through that, and you're probably next to your team, so it can be hard for Reaper, but it's also very hard for Roadhog, because if you hook the Reaper, you don't kill him, and then he just Wraith forms away from you. So, even though Reaper technically on paper should beat Roadhog, it doesn't necessarily work that way. And Roadhog definitely doesn't beat Reaper, but, like, the Reaper can't necessarily do that much. If your team's there with you, then you do just beat Reaper, because you hook him in and he gets killed by your team. But that's very dependent on your team, so it depends, you know. So their team still doesn't actually have a shielder. Unfortunately, like, we hooked the Torbjorn, and D.Va manages to block it with the defense matrix. We might have killed the Torbjorn. He does have armor, but his head hitbox is quite big, actually. So we might have still killed him anyway, but D.Va came in, blocked it. But we can also see here why Roadhog's E-buff is quite strong, because we drop incredibly low. Have I not gone back far enough? No, I haven't. Because we managed to get away. We actually don't even use the E here, do we? No, never mind. They're just bad. Thought we used the E there for some reason. Just totally, like, watching a different game, I suppose. It's you know, it's been one of those days. It hasn't actually, I'm just bad, but, you know, don't worry about it. So, tried to hook Torbjorn, ended up hooking the Zenyatta. Always a pleasant surprise when you try to hook someone, but then a better target comes out on the other end. So they have a Genji hopping around, we hook him, he's dead, he was basically dead anyway, but we get to finish him off. Did just kind of jump into like 6 people by himself, so unsurprisingly that didn't work out. Now we can just walk away huffing our paint, because it doesn't. Just, they can't kill you if they don't have, Ana's healing debuff or hard CC. Ana is also hard CC, so Ana kind of counters it in 2 different ways. So okay, Ana's not a very good hero right now, so that's not usually an issue that comes up. So, now, we have lost our Ana. Ana's our only healer, and then they kind of dump a lot of damage into us. It's an awkward situation, because it's like, we don't want them here anymore, so we decide that we're going to use the whole hog. But the thing is, as well, when you start using whole hog, you usually paint a giant target on your head. And there's not much you can do to mitigate that, because you're using whole hog. Basically, what I'm saying is you were fucked no matter what you did, is what, basically, trying to put it in more academic terms, but basically you were fucked no matter what you did. McCree's using High Noon over there, we can hear, Molten Core starting up. Now the attacking Torbjorn has a Molten Core turret on the point. Unfortunately, had to reload right as we hooked Baby D.Va. Very important to keep track of how much ammo you have loaded as Roadhog, because hooking someone and then not having any ammo is very, very upsetting. It doesn't take that long to reload, so just reload and then hook. But you gotta count your shots as Roadhog, because otherwise you hook someone and you're sad when they arrive. So they've gotten the first checkpoint, and as you might imagine, they're gonna get the second checkpoint, because it almost doesn't matter how bad your team is. It's very difficult for them for the defending team to actually hold the street phase on Numbani. So it almost doesn't matter what your team is. So, the reason I'm backing up here is because if he's drawn his Dragon Blade, he's gonna dash, and it's really hard to hook Genji out of his dash. Maybe it happens accidentally sometimes. Just, like, play it a little more cool. Yeah, you want to stop him as soon as possible, but it's easier to wait for him to stop dashing. Then they also almost always immediately jump, which makes their arc a little bit more predictable. Even though he can double jump, like they double jump at their target. Just be more cool. It is, you know, you do want to stop Genji as soon as possible, but kind of got spooked by our own Junkrat. It looks like, full HP. If you have an Ana on your team, then, the Take a breather becomes even better. Missed the hook, unfortunate, you know, aim better. There's a lot of aim better in this game. This is not a legal maneuver because we're not healthy enough to do that. And Mei is up to some shit right now, as we can see right here. She doesn't have her ultimate, so I don't know what shit she's up to, but she's up to it. She's got a plan working over there. So that was not a good use of company resources because we were really low HP, looking at their whole team, and our team was dead or not helpful. So better to just save the ultimate. The Roadhog is also not the greatest ultimate in the world, so it's not the end of the world if you waste it either. Again, we missed the hook, unfortunate. You know, I know you haven't played the game for like a month, so that's, you know, that's gonna happen, basically. Got her that time, even though it kind of looked like it shouldn't really work out. It's okay, don't have to worry about it. Kind of start losing HP, that's alright, we can just take a breather. Oh god, we'll just come in here out of the way, because there's lots of doors. Missed the hook on Genji, unfortunate. Roadhog is kind of this way, where, like, he's very simple in terms of how you actually play him. So, there's a fairly large mechanical aspect to playing Roadhog. There is, like, some meta to it, but there's a large mechanical aspect to Roadhog. So there isn't necessarily as much to say about Roadhog as there might be to say about someone like Soldier, who has a mechanical aspect, but also meta aspect. That was a very flowery way to say. Roadhog's a very simple hero. You hook the people and then you shoot the people. And as long as you aren't going and standing in ridiculous places, you're probably doing an adequate job aside from the mechanical parts of it, you know. Again, yeah. Unfortunately, at that time, also, Winston kind of appears out of nowhere and puts the bubble down, so... Here comes Winston, he's using Primal Rage, that's okay, because we're still playing Roadhog. We missed the hook on the Primal Rage Winston, which is a little bit sad. Oh, people on us, that's alright, we can take a breather, and there's no big deal there. Still really good at breaking barriers as Roadhog. Not as good as he used to be, but he's still really good at breaking barriers. Actually, there's no point. I was going to say something about the meleeing, but then I thought about it, and I was like, no, I'm actually stupid. What am I talking about? So, no. I was going to say something about it, but then I realized I was stupid. So, we've managed to break Diva's mech, and we've killed Roadhog, Winston, not Roadhog. So now, we decide we're just going to use Whole Hog. Basically, we drive off the entire push. We die, but we'll get back fast enough that it's probably not going to be a terrible issue, and we got Zenyatta to use his ultimate as well. So we traded our mediocre ultimate for Zenyatta's pretty good ultimate. So, and we held off the push by, like, killing both their tanks and then killing Torbjorn. Where Roadhog is really good at killing diving tanks because, well, as long as you're kind of near your team, they have to dive next to you as well, and then you just walk into them. Because you don't have to be afraid either, because Take a Breather is such a massive healing and resistance buff that you don't have to worry. You can just, like, walk into these diving heroes and, like, kill the tank and then walk away again and not have to worry about it. So, if the enemy team is, like, Winston or Diva, or both in this case, basically focus those heroes as much as possible. And if there are flankers, Roadhog is still pretty good at killing flankers as well, because he still has hard CC, which is always going to be good against people like Genji and Tracer. Diva's body is in orbit now because of the way she got hooked, probably. And Graviton Blizzard, pretty scary. They aren't doing anything today. Missed the hook on Zenyatta. Very sad. Soldier has managed to find his way behind us now, so we want to try and deal with that situation as fast as possible. Kinda get juked around. We don't actually know where he went out to. There he goes, up into the staircase. Some wonder if he was ever even here at all. Too slow on the shot. Deflected it back at us. Very sad. You know, not much to say about that one. Right, oh, very awkward. See, you hook the Genji right as he starts dashing, and then, like, he's behind you, and the game doesn't really know how to register, because even though it says, they said Roadhog should always hook the person directly in front of, to bring the person directly in front of Roadhog. It doesn't always, like, work like that. So, Lucio's decided to use his ultimate for some reason, even though nothing's really happening, so whatever, it's only sound barrier. Torbjorn's kind of a spooky one to hook because he has a shotgun, but it's alright, we gotta take a breather so we can just shuffle away again, and that's why Roadhog can be played very aggressive, because it's just very hard to kill you, unless you have, the right parts on your team, which you don't necessarily. Also, Roadhog isn't, like, high impact enough as a hero, where people are gonna be like, oh, we have to change to, like, counter-pick the Roadhog, right? You generally don't have to worry about it unless they just happen to incidentally have something that counters you. So, game ends, they don't even come and touch the point. We had Roadhog to push them away if they came over here, but they just C9 it anyway, so no problem. An actual C9 as well. Because C9 has sort of just become enemy team lost. You know, it's a specific type of loss, which is they could have touched the point and they didn't, but now it's basically just enemy team lost, everyone in chat goes C9. C9. Doesn't mean anything anymore. Look at that. What a high skill play from Junkrat over here. Oh, incredible. How sad for them that Torbjorn actually got one of their cards. They were probably e-bullying him the entire time as well. So the biggest thing in this game is just kind of aim better, honestly. And, like, I know you haven't played the game for, like, a month, so it's gonna happen that you're gonna miss a lot of, you know, I haven't seen that card in so fucking long. That's a lot. 53% of damage taken. As soon as a number goes over 50%, it's a lot. The biggest thing in this game is just aim better, which is not necessarily helpful feedback, and you were probably looking for something slightly more concrete than that, but, it's kinda it, really, because for the most part, like, we're just kind of standing with our team, and it's hard to be standing in the wrong place as Roadhog, because Take a Breather gives you such massive room for error. Get it? Because Roadhog's a fat guy. Gives you such massive room for error that you can kind of stand wherever you want. Obviously, you can't actually stand wherever you want, but, like, compared to most heroes, Roadhog can kind of get away with a lot of shit, despite being a big, hefty guy with no mobility, because you can just, you turn away from them when you're taking a breather, they can't headshot you anymore, you got huge damage resistance, you heal 300 HP. Technically, it's more than that, because if you count the damage you take while you're healing, the HP you've healed becomes more HP, because the damage you took got reduced. There's math involved, so you heal 300 HP, but you can theoretically heal like 600 HP. Basically it's just aim better, which is not very helpful. You're probably hoping for more, but that's like, kind of thing that stands out the most. We just like miss a lot of shots, and we miss a lot of hooks that we probably shouldn't have missed. So, hopefully that, also, if I didn't answer your question from the email adequately, please let me know, and I'll try to expand further. So, thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, I'm more than happy to answer, and I hope you found the video helpful. It's been a while since we saw Roadhog as well, hasn't it, now that I think about it?